You wake up. You put on a face. Not your face, never your face. The face they can tolerate. The face that doesn't ask too much. The face that fits. You do this every day, every single day. And somewhere beneath it, beneath the performance, beneath the smile, beneath the "I'm fine," something is screaming. Not in pain, in rage. Because it knows. It knows you're not living. You're haunting your own life. A ghost in a body that's still breathing. Tonight the veil is thin. Not between this world and the next. Between who you are and who you've been pretending to be. And that thing beneath the masks? It's clawing its way up. It wants out. It wants blood. It wants to be born. It's Halloween. Children run past you in costumes. Witches cackling with glee. Monsters growling with mock rage. Ghosts floating in pretend sorrow. Skeletons dancing with theatrical dread. They think tonight is about performing fear. One of them lunges at you suddenly, screaming. But you don't flinch. You don't even blink. You just keep walking. Because you know the real fear isn't out there in the dark. The real masks, the ones that make your blood run cold, have been carved into your face since you were a child. So we're going down through every layer of the lie, every mask you've worn to survive, every face you've learned to make so they wouldn't see the void. And when we reach the bottom, when there's nothing left to hide behind, you're going to have to answer the question you've been running from your entire life. Who am I when no one's watching? And if the answer is, I don't know, good. That's where we begin. That's where the masks end. That's where you start. The first mask is so subtle you don't even know you're wearing it. It's the face you make when someone says, "How are you?" and you feel your mouth move automatically. Fine. Good. Just tired. The words come out before you even check if they're true. This is the mask of the functional human, the one who's holding it together, the one who doesn't burden anyone with the truth. But here's what's underneath. You're not fine. You haven't been fine in so long, you've forgotten what fine even feels like. You're exhausted, not from lack of sleep, from the constant performance of being a person who doesn't see what you see, who doesn't feel the weight you feel, who doesn't know what you know about how hollow most of this is. You're tired of translating your reality into something digestible. So take it off. Right now. Say it out loud, even if you're alone. I am not fine. I'm not holding it together. I am barely here. Let the mask crack. Let the performance glitch. Because the first step to becoming real is admitting you've been fake. And you have been. Not because you're a liar, but because the truth of you was never safe. Until now. The next mask sits deeper. This one you put on when you were young. When you realized that your intensity scared people. That your questions were too much. That your need to understand everything, to see beneath everything, to feel everything made you exhausting. So you learned to dim it, to dull the edges, to become digestible. This is the mask of the normal one. The one who laughs at the right moments, who keeps conversations light, who doesn't mention that they spent 3 hours last night spiraling about the nature of consciousness and whether free will exists. You learn to hide your depth because depth makes people uncomfortable. You learn to perform shallow because shallow is safe. But every time you wear this mask, a part of you dies. Every small talk conversation is a small death. Every time you bite your tongue when you see through someone's bullshit, when you sense the unspoken tension in the room, when you know what's really happening beneath the surface, you're killing the very thing that makes you you. Your intensity isn't a flaw. It's your life force, and you've been suffocating it to make other people comfortable. Rip it off. Stop performing normalcy. Stop pretending you don't see what you see. Stop acting like you're not drowning in a world that only wants to talk about the weather. Say it. I am not normal. I never was. And I'm done apologizing for being awake in a world that's asleep. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them call you too much. You are too much. That's the entire point. The third mask is colder, clinical. This is the one you wear when feelings get too dangerous, when the weight of what you feel threatens to consume you. So you retreat into your mind. You analyze, You theorize. You turn your pain into a case study and your heartbreak into data. You become the rational one, the logical one, the one who has it figured out. INTJ, INTP, you know this mask intimately. You learned that emotions make you vulnerable, that intuition without evidence makes you look crazy, that if you just think hard enough, analyze deep enough, you can logic your way out of feeling. So you built a fortress in your mind and called it strength. But it's not strength, it's a prison. And you're the guard and the prisoner both. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. Your intuition doesn't need proof. Your knowing doesn't require evidence. Your feelings aren't weaknesses to be overcome, they're information. The most important information, but you've been so busy explaining them away, rationalizing them into submission, thinking your way out of your own body, that you've forgotten how to just feel, how to just know, how to trust the thing that's always been right. So stop. Stop explaining. Stop defending your intuition with logic. Stop trying to make sense of what you know in your bones. Say it. I don't need to justify what I feel. I don't need permission to know. I don't need to think my way into trust. The mind is not your savior. It's your escape route, and you don't need to escape anymore. You need to land. In your body, in your knowing, in the terrifying possibility that you might be right. The fourth mask glows. It smells like sage and self-deception. This is the spiritual mask, the one that makes everything mean something, the one that turns your pain into a lesson, your trauma into a gift, your suffering into soul growth. You've become so good at finding meaning in the meaningless that you've forgotten some things are just brutal, just broken, just wrong. INFJ, INFP. This is your favorite hiding place. You learned to escape into the symbolic because the literal world was too cruel. So you dove into Jung, into archetypes, into synchronicities, into the idea that everything is connected and purposeful and leading somewhere sacred. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's just spiritual bypassing with better vocabulary. Sometimes your "I'm being called to transcend this" is just "I can't handle being here." You didn't become spiritual because you were enlightened. You became spiritual because you were traumatized. Because floating in the mystical realm hurts less than being present in your actual life. Because when you live in symbols and meanings and cosmic patterns, you don't have to feel the ordinary, devastating, mundane reality of your loneliness, your grief, your rage, the parts of you that aren't wise or evolved or on a higher plane, just human and hurting. So come down, come back. Stop ascending, stop transcending, stop making everything sacred so you don't have to feel how profane your pain actually is. Say it. Not everything means something. Not every wound is a portal. Not every breakdown is a breakthrough. Sometimes I'm just broken, and that's not beautiful. It's just true. You can't heal what you won't inhabit. So get back in your body, feel the weight, stop floating, land. The fifth mask is made of vision, of future, of all the things you could be, will be, might be if you just plan enough, strategize enough, perfect the blueprint enough. This is the mask of potential, and it's killing you because potential is just another word for not yet, and not yet is just another way of saying not ever. You live 10 steps ahead. INTJ, you've built entire systems for a life you're too afraid to start. INTP, INFP, you've imagined every version of who you could become except the one standing here right now, imperfect and terrified. You think you're being strategic, visionary, prepared, but really, you're hiding. Because if you're always planning, you never have to do. If you're always becoming, you never have to be. Here's what no one tells you about intuition. Your greatest gift is also your greatest escape. You see the future so clearly, you forget to live in the present. You imagine possibilities so vividly, you never commit to one. You build castles in your mind and call it progress. But it's not progress. It's paralysis dressed up as preparation. And while you're busy perfecting the vision, life is passing you by. So stop visioning, stop planning, stop living in the version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. Burn the blueprints, destroy the strategy, say it. I don't need another plan. I don't need more clarity. I don't need to be ready. I just need to be here, now. Messy, uncertain, alive. The future you're chasing doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is this breath, this choice, this terrifying, unplanned, unperfected moment, and you're already in it. The sixth mask is made of glass, see-through. You can see everyone, everything, every hidden motive, every unspoken pain, every pattern playing out in real time. But no one can see you. This is the mask of the observer, the analyst, the one who watches life instead of living it, the one who understands everyone's psychology but never reveals their own. You think you're protecting yourself, but you're not. You're disappearing. You've studied human nature so thoroughly that you've forgotten you're human. You've learned everyone's inner world so completely that you've abandoned your own. You stand behind the glass, taking notes, analyzing, understanding, but never participating, never risking, never letting anyone see that beneath the insight and the analysis, you're just as lost as everyone else. Here's the wound. You can't love from behind glass. You can't connect through observation. You can't be known if you're always the one doing the knowing. At some point, you have to step into the mess. You have to let someone see you, not your intelligence, not your insight, not your understanding, just you, uncertain, vulnerable, not knowing. And that terrifies you because knowing has always been your safety. So shatter it, break the glass, stop observing, stop analyzing, stop hiding behind your ability to see. Say it, I am not just a witness. I am not just a mind. I am a body, a heart, a messy human being who doesn't have it figured out. And I'm tired of pretending that understanding is the same as living. It's not. So step through. Let them see you. Let yourself be seen. Even if, especially if, you don't know what they'll find. The seventh mask is soaked in blood and applause. This is the wound that became your resume. The pain that you turned into proof that you're deep, that you're special, that you've earned your place at the table. This is the mask of the wounded healer, and it's the most seductive one of all. Because this mask doesn't just protect you, it makes you important. You learn that suffering gives you authority, that your trauma makes you interesting, that if you just share it beautifully enough, vulnerably enough, your pain will finally mean you matter. So you turned your breakdowns into content, your wounds into wisdom, your healing journey into a personal brand. And every time someone says, "Thank you for sharing," you feel it, the hit of validation that makes the suffering worth it. INFJ, INFP, you've built an entire identity around being the one who transforms pain into purpose. But here's the truth you're terrified to face. You're not healing anymore. You're curating. You're not transforming. You're performing transformation. And the worst part? You can't let the wound close because if you're not wounded, if you're not healing, if you're not the wise one who suffered beautifully, then who are you? You've become addicted to the story, to being seen as deep, to having your pain witnessed and validated. Your trauma has become your calling card, your credentials, your proof of depth. And now you're trapped. Because actual healing, quiet, private, unsexy healing, would mean losing your identity, losing what makes you special, losing the audience that makes the pain feel purposeful. So stop. Stop curating your wounds for consumption. Stop needing witnesses for your transformation. Stop building an altar to your suffering and calling it sacred work. Say it. My pain is not my brand. My wounds are not my wisdom. I don't need to be the healer. I don't need to be inspiring. I just need to actually let go. And letting go doesn't come with applause. It comes in silence, in privacy, in the terrifying ordinariness of just being whole. Not special, just free. You're outside now. All the masks are gone. And you're standing in the dark, naked, with no idea who you are. And it's not beautiful. It's not freeing. It's terrifying. Because without the masks, without the roles, without the faces you've learned to wear, what's left? Who are you when you're not performing, when you're not protecting, when you're not pretending? This is the question you've been running from your entire life. And tonight, you have to answer it. Not with words, not with theories, not with another identity to try on. You have to answer it with your body, with your breath, with the terrifying act of just being here, without knowing, without a plan, without a face to hide behind. And the answer might be, I don't know. And that's okay. That's actually the only honest answer. Because you were never supposed to know. You were never supposed to have yourself figured out. You were never supposed to be complete, fully formed, perfectly aligned. You were supposed to be in process, always, forever. The moment you think you know who you are, you've just put on another mask. So stay in the not knowing, stay in the uncertainty, stay in the void where there's no face, no role, no identity, just raw presence. This is where you begin. Not by building another house, not by crafting another mask, but by kneeling in the dirt of your own existence and saying, I don't know who I am, but I'm here. And for the first time in my life, that's enough. You don't need to be anyone. You don't need to mean anything. You just need to breathe, to exist, to let yourself be unshaped, unmasked, undefined. So here's your ritual. Not for Halloween, for every day after. Every morning ask yourself, which mask am I reaching for? And then, just for a moment, just for one breath, don't put it on. Let yourself be naked. Let yourself be no one. Let yourself exist without a face. It will feel like dying. Good. Let it. Because on the other side of that death is something you've never been before. Real. If you're still here, if this ritual is becoming yours, don't walk this path alone. Subscribe. Join the deep intuitives who are done performing. And tell me in the comments, which mask are you burning first? You don't need to be normal. You don't need to be rational. You don't need to be mystical or visionary or the observer or the healer. You don't need to be anything. You just need to be. And that is the most terrifying, most liberating, most honest thing you'll ever do. Welcome home, not to a house, not to a mask, to the void, to the unknown, to yourself.